Hello, everyone. I wanted to share about tithing today. Uh, this question's been asked so many times, and I've put it way back on the back burner because sometimes you're opening a can of worms and people can take things out of context. And this is a very broad subject, and it's hard to, fit it into a bite-sized pieces. But the only way to take down a whale is just one spoonful at a time. So, uh, when it comes to tithing, is it a good thing? Yes. It's a good place to start in in your heart. When you become a believer, what you want to do is give. It's in your heart to want to give and help and serve, and it's such a beautiful place to start at some point. And 10% of your income isn't too challenging. The government takes its percent. My friend got taxed 50% for his gains, and they take their share. So how do you give? What do you give into? Me and my brother, we would joke, like, I took my kids to McDonald's. That's a tithe right there. I bought myself a new phone. That's a tithe. And I'm tithing to myself, though. I'm the body of Christ. I'm tithing to the body. And I've always uh, avoided the subject because too many times it's been perverted, it's been misused. Many pastors would be like, give God your tithe and he will bless you. And you should tell the pastor, well, pastor, why don't you empty out your bank account? Give me all of your money, and then God will bless you. The pastor would look at you like, say, are you an idiot? I'm not going to give you my money, then I won't have it. And you're like, then why are you asking me to give you my money and then I won't have it? So where do we give? And it's really beautiful when I talk to friends and I start asking these believers, and how are you doing it? How are you giving? And what's going on? And it's like, well, we don't tithe. It's like, okay, cool. What do you do with your money then? It's like, well, we send a big portion of it to our family who's hurting, who are sick or out of a job. We help our mother, and I was like, oh my God, that's way more beautiful than tithing. No, no, no. You need to give to the church. Oh, sure, but don't forget that it's oh so important to give to. We are the church. That's right. We're the ecclesia. We're the church. We're the called out ones. But the beauty is that when Jesus talked to the Pharisees, they would say, well, give to God and it's Corban, and you don't have to give to your parents, and whatever they would benefit, just give it to us. And Jesus is like, you're worse than an unbeliever. You're not taking care of the people you love, the people that took care of you your whole life as a child. Why don't you help them? I think it would be so beautiful and beneficial if you're like, well, man, I want to tithe and I don't know where to give my money or what to do, and I need to spread the gospel. You know what would be the best gospel spreading? Why don't you just start sending a little bit of money to your parents and just saying, hey, I know you guys are going through something financially. Here's a little money. Just want to help you, tell you I love you. Thank you for all that you've done for me. Man, that'll save their soul right there. They're going to be like, whoa, who is this? Versus just spending it on myself and the things that I can benefit. But the Bible has much to speak about tithing. I've sat with multiple pastors and apostles and whatever, and they're all screaming and yelling at me, you don't know the blessing of the tithe. And they're quoting Malachi, they're quoting Abraham tithe before the law. It's just funny, they're quoting every verse in the Bible, which I've heard 1,000 times, but they're missing the concept. As they kept screaming, you don't know the blessing of the tithe, eventually I had to yell back through an interpreter, you don't know the blessing of sonship. Because when you're a son, he doesn't want your money, he wants you. He wants your heart. When he has your heart and you have friendship, then he has everything. That's what he's after all along. I used to tithe, I used to give 25% of everything I made, and I was barely making any money, living off top ramen every day, thinking I need to give everything to God because I love him so his gospel can be spread. And he told me, stop giving. I thought that was the devil. Why should I stop giving? He says, take care of yourself. Help yourself. Pay your bills. Don't go into credit card debt to tithe and to give. He says, take care of your necessities. You're really barely breaking even. You have a low paying job. So as I stopped giving for a while and started taking care of myself and quit going into debt every month, and then I felt so secure that he's a good father. And then more money started showing up, and I was able to give 20 here and 20 there and give a little to an orphanage, and I always thought I had to give big. And then a friend of mine says, "Well, just give a couple dollars as long as your heart's there." And as I started giving a little, the flow started increasing. And then I started feeling so confident that He's faithful and He'll provide. I have no problem giving because I know who my Father is and I know He'll provide for me. And then I had a friend tell me, well, I gave away all of our money. And I said, why'd you do that? What about your children? Their children need food. Oh, no, whatever. It needs to go to the Lord. And he's like, you want to hear something cool? When I walked out of the church, they gave me that money back. It's like God gave me the exact amount that I gave to Him. Isn't that cool? And I thought about it and I was like, He's saying, dude, I don't want your money, is what He's saying. He's not trying to bless you. He's giving back what you gave because He knows you have children. Take care of your loved ones, take care of your family. But if all we focus on is creature comforts and our hearts grow hard and we don't want to give, that's the danger. When Malachi 3:10, everyone quotes it, bring you all the tithe that there might be meat in my house. Read Malachi, the whole book all the way through. He was saying, guys, you're giving me blind and deaf sheep. I don't want that stuff.